Start tayo agad. Yun oh, naglinis lang ako ng PC oh. Bumagal yung PC natin oh, kung kailan nilinis oh. Ano ba yan? Shoutout muna natin. Good luck sa games, sir. Hello sir, good evening. Happy streaming and have a blessed Sunday. Shoutout kay Ma'am Gian. Thanks for dropping by and have a blessed Sunday too, ma'am. Jeff C. Villaruel, shoutout sa'yo bro. Thanks for notify. Ayan, kahit nakapalo, nag-notify pa rin. Sobrang solid. At syempre sa mga naka-silent view, 5 viewers in the house, yung mga hindi pa nagsasalita dyan, John Caberte. Pareact naman mga idolo. Pareact naman mga Parnivic Cubs. Shoutout sa'yo bro. Thanks for reacting. And the happy 8 viewers. Mag-start na kagad tayo. Naglalag yung aking yung stream, yung camera natin, pare. Pambihira naman Kung kailan ko nilinis yung PC, tsaka naglalag ng ganito, wait. Baka magkaroon tayo ng biglaang shutdown dito pagka ganito naglalag yung aking. Hindi naman to ganito dati. Ay, cancer. Sige, madam. Try mo reconnect ka mo, dad. Re-reconnect ko. Ginawa ko na kanina eh. Sige, try ko ulit. Actually, pati yung bro, pati yung Axio, medyo hindi smooth yung galaw. Ano kaya to? Pati yung Axie hindi smooth yung galaw, nag-aano siya Mag-live ka magla-live ka, ba't ang lag? Kaya nga eh. Tanggalin ko muna yung camera ko, no? Check mo taskbar, dad, baka 100% yung Sige, try ko. Taskbar 1, kain daw, dad. Oo nga, par. Sam Joshua, I miss you, bro. Kamusta ka na? Actually, talaga naglalag talaga siya, no? Hindi ko rin alam kung hindi ko alam kung anong gusto kong kung sino gusto kong kainin. Kung anong gusto kong kainin eh. 100%. Paano ko malalaman? 100% CPU, pare. Oo, nagwa 100%. So, yung OBS, mataas. Wala ka pa. Control Alt Delete, tapos punta ka sa taskbar, dad. Ito nga, yung CPU 100%. Ano nangyayari? Hindi naman to ganito dati. Ang malaking kinakain dito, yung yung OBS. Which is may 70%. Wait, dati hindi to ganito eh. Do I have to do something para natin to? Pababa to? Or talagang ganun? Kasi naglinis kasi ako kanina ng PC. Naglinis lang ako ng PC. Tapos muntik na ako hindi makapag-live kasi nga halos ayaw mag-restart kanina. Hindi mo sinabi nagpakalbo ka pala. Oo, pre. Ako ngayon? Astronaut ako ngayon, par. Naglalag talaga yan, dad, pag 100% EDTAS mo yung di mo ginagamit, dad, baka may iba pang nagtara na app. Actually, wala na masyado. Teka lang bago tayo mag-start, guys. Ulitin ko lang yung taskbar natin. I-end-task natin yung mga mga dapat natin i-end-task. Kaso kasi itong OBS nagra-run siya ng 100%. Ay ng pinakamataas siya 70%. So ayun no. Ito lang naman na nagra-run, pare. Pare, mas malaki kumain yung yung Streamlabs. OBS ako eh. Mas malaki kumain yung Streamlabs. Actually, smooth naman tayo last time. Yung mga nauunang live natin, no? Smooth naman. O, di ba? Pag Streamlabs malaki. Ang nangyari kasi kanina, naglinis kanina ng PC, ng CPU. Kasi nga maalikabok na. Ngayon, pagbalik ko, ganito na. So, off cam muna tayo mga idol, no? 100%. Dapat ba hindi ito umaabot ng 100%? Wait. Yung memory, 92%. Siguro nag-ano pa siya, no? Nag-tuning pa siya. Baka nag-update yung Streamlab dad, tas naapektuhan yung sa'yo. Hindi Streamlab to pare. Ano to, OBS. Kaya ano natin. Uy, na-raid ka agad tayo, pre. Baka nag-update yung Streamlab dad. Tapos, na-raid ka agad tayo. Shoutout kay Boss Marino Gaming, pare. Nakakasira talaga paglilinis. Oo nga, pare. Hindi ko alam bakit. Nilinis ko lang naman. Dapat ba hindi ko linisin? Eh kasi maalikabok na yung loob. Wait. Nag-spike and dad pag 100% or baka may nagra-run na antivirus. Ay oo nga no. Wala naman kasi. May tutorial sa YouTube dads. Anong isa-search ko bro? Anong isa-search ko sa YouTube? How to ano? Naglalag talaga par. Ferds Rivera, shoutout sa'yo bro. Thank you very much. Gagi, naglalag talaga siya par. Kasi pati yung ano, loading niya oh. Tingnan nyo oh. Dapat ikot-ikot lang yan kung loading eh. Happy 12 viewers guys no. Naka-off cam lang tayo muna ngayon guys no. Para yan, para may ano lang tayo, para hindi mag-lag kasi medyo laggy. Medyo spiky talaga. Ano yung 100%? Hindi siya 100% ano siya, hati-hati siya pero pinakamalaking kumain yung OBS nasa 69 to 70. Try na ulit natin guys, no. Hindi ko alam, bad trip. Oh, gago. Ayaw pa magpakita ng camera. Siguro dahil ano, sarap mo dati, kamukha mo yung nasa peak. Oo nga pa. Ito may open ka na. Shoutout natin syempre Giovanni Axie and Airo Axie. Yan, mga tropa natin co-streamers natin sa Axie, no? So, teka lang guys, no? Inaayos lang natin. Ang sagwa. Ang pangit ng pagkakalinis ng dapat pala hindi ko nililinis no mga par. Hindi ko nalilinisin yung PC par. Hayaan na lang natin maging payatas, maging tirahan ng dinosaur. Sa susunod hindi ko nalilinisin. Ganun din naman pala. Naglalag ako. Restart ko kaya to, no? Baka may Good evening, dad. Shoutout natin syempre Circle Alfred, ang pinaka-macho, pinaka-pogi nating page moderator. Syempre, magandang gabi sa iyo, brother Circle. Jess Daniel Eluna Escalante, may bagong apps ka ba na install daddy? Wala boss Jess. Ang nangyari ko lang kanina, syempre kanina sabi ko kagabi kasi medyo marumi na yung ating PC. Ang sabi ko linisin ko nga to. Pagkagising ko kanina nilinis ko, wala naman akong ibang nilinis kundi alikabok lang, yung brush lang na maliit ang gamit ko. Wala naman ako nagagalaw. Tsaka alam ko naman na yung ginagawa ko na wala namang mali doon. Ayan naglalag ako. Hindi ko alam. Tapos pagkatapos nun, tapos na. Hindi ko muna tinesting yung pagkalinis ko Hindi ko muna tinesting, syempre inayos ko muna dito. Ngayon, nung magla-live na ako kanina, ayaw mag-start. Sabi daw, preparing for auto repair. Sabi na gano'n, preparing auto repair. Sabi, parang gano'n, basta something gano'n. Tapos restart lang siya ng restart bago ako makapag-live. Tapos inayos ko ulit, tinanggal ko lang ulit yung mga port, tapos kinabit ko lang ulit. Ayun, nakapag-restart ng maayos. Tapos ganito naman ito naman, ayaw na maging maayos. Nagda-drop FPS ng stream mo daddy. Oo nga hindi naman Hindi namamansin. Shoutout natin syempre MJ, pinaka-maganda at pinaka-sexing page moderator natin syempre. Ingat ka lagi sa pupuntahan mo at sana pasalubong namin, huwag mo kalimutan. Wala akong drop frame sa OBS pare. Wala akong drop frame sa OBS. Malamang sa CPU or sa ano to. No? Sa CPU or something to sa kung saan man. Ayan o, naglalag talaga siya, my friend. Backlash RAM tapos linisin mo yung mga pins. Okay, sige, Boss Birds, thank you very much. Oy, napaka-thoughtful naman ng mga ano natin, mga sumusuporta sa DADDYBORJ. Sige, mga par. After ng live stream ko na lang, siguro mag 2 hours lang tayo dito. Tapos, siguro gawan ko na lang ng paraan mamaya after this live. Linisin ko ulit. Linisin ko yung mga pins. Kahit na siguro mga tissue lang, no? Wala akong panlinis ng ano eh. Yung ginagamit para panlinis doon. Naman, stranded na nga, naghulog. Wi-Fi lang ako, 2 oras. O, dito ka lang tumambay para sumakit pa nga mo. Ganun pa man pare, ipapanalo pa rin natin to mga pards. 4 energy o 3 energy lang siya, wala siyang ipapalo sa atin na malakas-lakas. I mean, hindi niya kayang abutin yung 500 HP natin pare, kahit naka little piece pa yan. Yan, so last tira niya na to. Ilan usage ng disk mo sa Task Manager Daddy? Baka sa SSD or HDD. Okay, I'm checking, wait lang. Tapusin ko lang muna tong ano natin. Panalo na to par. Tapusin ko lang tong unang game. Panalo na nga to. Eraser, pwede naman yun. O, sige, meron dito lapis. Okay, HDD or SSD ka, boss? SSD ako sa main, yung mga ano ko. Tapos sa HDD ko yung ano, yung backup ko. Bali, yung system ko SSD. Tapos yung backup ko, HDD. Tag 500 lang. Posible SSD yan dad pag nag-auto repair. Oo nga eh. Tignan natin kung ano ha. Okay, habang naghihintay, naglalag talaga par. Hindi talaga to ganito dati. So ano ko na lang, no, 100% interrupts pare. Ano yung tanong kanina? Ilan usage ng disk mo daddy sa Task Manager? Usage. Saan ko ba makikita usage? Doon sa ano, sa process? Sa process kasi 100% yung CPU. Overload ba to? Posible SSD yan dad. Ibig sabihin i-reconnect ko yung ano, malaki pa yung ano natin eh, malaki pa yung. Try mo dad, wag mo muna gamitin HDD, SSD muna, bunutin mo HDD dad. Magre-restart ako par. Papatayin ko, gandang gabi lang sa'yo, magandang gabi boss, ano, brother Alex Riley, shoutout sa'yo bro. Pag tinanggal ko yung HDD par, hindi tatakbo kasi meron ako mga ibang ano doon, mga ibang application na tumatakbo dito. Nangyari na sa akin yung dati eh. Ay dapat nag-restart muna ako ng 2 beses ano. So ang CPU, ang processes ko, bali 100% ang CPU. Tignan muna natin sa performance. Ano ba sa performance to? Wala, app history. Start up. Di talaga playable dad pag 100% CPU. Oo nga pare. Yung memory, 88% lang. Yung GPUs, 68% lang. Pero yung CPU talaga, 100% ang usage niya. Ay nako, paano kaya to? Okay na muna siguro to. Tatsyagaan muna natin mga pre. 2 hours lang naman tayo dito. So siguro tanggal kabit ko lang muna. Ano problem yan Lods? Ano medyo ano? Explorer.exe ba yan? What do you mean may Explorer.exe? Wala akong di ko alam paano ano eh. Naglalag tayo eh. Ang problema, ito rin, IT rin to si brother Alex. Ang problema bro, naglalag ako, tignan mo. Hindi smooth yung galaw. Hindi katulad naman nakaraan kasi naglinis ako ng CPU natin kanina guys, no? Ayun, medyo brush ko lang yung mga kailangan brushin at nagpuputik na. Kasi nga ng task manager. Oo nga, no, pwede pala yun, no? Teka lang. Ay, grabe ba? Eto, Lods. Sa task manager, check mo malakas kumain ng CPU usage. Yung OBS. Eto. Yung system interrupts. Entas mo yung 100% dad. Wala akong 100% dito eh. Yung OBS, i-entas natin. May entas pati yung natin, pati yung stream. Yung OBS? May entas tayo sa stream, okay lang? Ang dami nanonood. 16 viewers pare. Ang dami nanonood sa pagturo sa akin. Sure ba? Wag no, di ba? Ang lalagay natin mga par. Kung meron, unplug mo muna. Kung meron, unplug mo muna. Anong unplug? Tweak o task settings ng OBS mo, daddy? Actually, wala akong binago dito, bro, sa OBS. Kasi, pagka ngayon naka-live tayo, tapos nagkalikot ako dito sa OBS, hindi rin siya makakalikot kasi naka-live siya. Bawal siyang kalikutin. Parang hindi rin hindi rin magmamatter. Wala rin. And stream na kaya natin. Ayan ang taas 90% nga umaabot yung ating memory Hindi naman to ganito dati. Saan ang yung system interrupt? Asan ang system interrupt? System interrupt, daddy, lakas kumain. Asan yung system interrupt? Paano natin kukunin yun? Ang lulupit ng mga tropa natin, mga pala to? Mga techie. Saan ko kukunin yung system interrupt, mga bro? Click mo na yung para lumabas ulit system interrupt. Type SY. SY, lang to, stop camera lang to pare. Wala ka, 19 viewers tayo par, nanonood sila. Google Chrome, 14% lang. OBS talaga malakas kumain nagwa 100% tayo mga par. Ay, shoutout sa 19 viewers guys, no? Tulungan nyo muna ako dito. Ninong, shoutout sa'yo, Ninong. Ito, inaayos, tinutulungan tayo mag-ayos ng ano, ng ating... Naglalag tayo eh. SY. Okay, i-restart ko to. Re-restart ko lang tong task manager. Lalabas yung system interrupt. Baka lumabas. Dami na nunod. Type SY, tapos scroll pababa. Okay. Sige. Ito na. I-end ko yung system interrupt pa. Bahala na kung mag-end live tayo. SY. Para saan ba yung system interrupt na yon? Bakit ba kasi nagkakaroon ng ganon? Wala naman. Wait, ito system interrupts. Wala siyang end live pa. Wala siyang end live. Wala siyang ano. Anong tutorial to? Naglalag kasi pare. Di kaya sa mismong CPU natin, kasi nung nilinis natin yung CPU, okay naman. Teka. Sige. Tutorial pa lang, ang daming nanonood pare, ang daming nanonood sa inyo mga par. Delete mo muna mga Viva Max Daddy, awit. Uy gasi, ayaw tumawa nung ating ano, ayaw tumawa nung... Ayun. Sana natin siya, ang daming nanonood. Tutorial gasi. Huwag ka muna gumalaw, okay, sige. Pakitas, punta ka dun sa startup mo, disable mo mga application na di naman dapat nag-auto run. Actually, mga system yung nasa auto run natin eh. Pinakataas, okay, pinakataas. So, ito yung pinakataas. Talaga, ito yung mga Acronis True Image Monitor. Kumakain siya pero mababa lang. Playback engine ng ano, ewan ko kung ano to. Axie Infinity, yung gumagana rito. Ganito na lang, i-live mo araw-araw dad. No? Mas marami manonood pa. Bisa mo dati, mga hot issues sa mga players ng Axie. Oo nga, sige pare. Natutuwa nga ako. Naririnig nyo ba ng maayos yung ano ko, yung boses ko? Glitchy ba? O glitchy? Kasi kung naririnig nyo naman ng maayos, pwede naman ako mag-off cam na lang tapos tara mag-usap-usap na lang tayo. Pero ang lag ng game pare. Ang babaw na lang ng game eh. I feel you. Okay, sige, may send ako link sa'yo. Sige. Hayop na OBS to. Ganito rin yung problema ni Pongpong Plays kanina, pare. Nanonood ako sa live ni Pongpong Plays. Awit, naglalag. Pero maayos nyo naman na papanood kahit nang glitchy. Pero okay ka na lang dad, awit, pare. Off ko lahat ng BG apps, Boss Birds. Ano mga background apps ang nandito? Wala naman mga background apps dito. Lakas kumain ng Edge, pare. Ito actually, kailangan natin to. Unity Playback, kailangan natin to kasi ito yung Axie mismo. So, ang kumakain talaga yung ng malaki, itong OBS, mga parts. Control-Alt-Delete, sure. Tas mo Microsoft Edge, dad. Kakabukas ko lang eh. May link kasi si ano na ibinigay eh. O sige, close ko na lang ha. Sa cellphone ko na lang siya bubuksan. Maya-maya magiging okay yan. Oo nga no. Shoutout sa mga nanonood ng tutorial, mga pre. So itong Google Chrome, kung kailangan natin to, tumatakbo talaga to. Yung Mavis Hub, hindi naman siya kumakain kasi dyan lang galing yan. Close ko nga to Mavis Hub natin. Entas ko na lang to Mavis Hub, no? Entas natin yung Mavis Hub. Okay. So, sticky note, wala naman to. Hindi naman din gumagalaw. Task manager, syempre, nakabukas. Tapos yun lang. Yung OBS talaga paro, kumakain siya ng malala, oh. Ba't kaya? Hindi naman to ganito dati. So itong open hardware monitor natin, kulang na lang Indian language. Ay, nag-glitch pare, brother Manji. Setting, privacy, background up, off mo lahat. Sa settings ng settings, teka lang. Possible kaya nag-restart nag-restore sa default to. Privacy, sana si privacy, okay. Background. Background apps, hanapin ko siya ito. Bagal niya rin mag-click pare. Ala ka pa. Lagi ang dami na. Feeling ko tuyo na thermal niyan. Feeling ko mataas CPU temp niyan. Lagyan ko ng toothpaste pare. Okay, so tomorrow na natin ayusin yon. Yung CPU medyo mahina ng kagat nito, no? Yung CPU, kaya ganito siguro. Pero maayos naman yung boses ko, par. Team Parinog, Enrico Collis, shoutout sa inyo lahat mga free. Salamat sa pag-heart free. Baka nabunot mo wire ng CPU fan mo, dad, nag-overheat. Hindi naman, umaandar naman yung CPU fan, pare. Binuksan ko nga yung CPU ko ngayon eh. Tinanggal ko yung kabilang side. Anyway, sige, banat na natin to. Baka kulang lang sa goods yung sounds. Nangyari dyan, DADDYBORJ. Okay naman, boses. So, okay. So, napapanood nyo naman ng mga ayos, no? Okay lang. So, start na natin to. Bali, naglalag ako, brother team, kasi nilinis ko yung... Bawal pala linisin yung CPU, par. Junjun Valdipeña, salamat sa pag-heart, bro. So, tease lang muna kayo ngayon, no? Linisin. Download mo, send ko sa'yo nang malaman natin yan. Sige, pagkatapos nito. Kasi baka pag nag-download ako lalong mag-load ng malala. So, siguro magiging okay din to maya awit naman dito sa OBS. Ang lakas kumain ng par. Nag-replace ka ba ng CPU mo dati? Hindi. Nag-brush lang ako ng mga alikabok eh. Grabe ba? Ay, si resignation pala to si Boss Gamaliel Domingo Jr. pare. Wait, 2 hours lang tayo par. Tis lang ng konti Pasensya na kayo. Bawal pala maglinis ng maruming CPU. Wait. Buti after linisan, nagbukas pa. Kaya nga pare, actually kanina hindi na nagbubukas to. Nagbo-blue screen na. Wait. Bakit mo kasi tinanggal alikabok? Plus stats yun eh. Muntik eh. Nagsisimula na nga ako maniwala sa ganyan kanina eh. Na parang siguro yung pagkakalinis ko, bawal linisin. Nasanay siya sa sa Jurassic itsura. So, suspect ko dyan, overheat. So, palagay ko, kailangan ko maghanap ng sa YouTube, bro. Palagay ko lang. Baka may Windows update. Wala naman dito nakalagay na dot. Dapat meron nakalagay na dot dito eh. Pero pag di kinaya, bigyan kita ng OS na pangmalakasan. Yes! So mag-ano ako, magre-reformat ako, Brother Alexa, ganun. Balak ko nga kasi ano eh, tanggalin ko na yung partition eh. Dapat di ko na i-partition to eh. Naubos yung viewers. Boss Rom, shoutout sa'yo bro. Wait! Ang lala, pare. Magre-restart tayo mamaya. Hindi mo ba tinanggal yung 4 pin ng fan paglinis mo, Daddy? Baka sa fan mo na plug, hindi sa CPU fan. Hindi ako nagtanggal ng mga plug ng fan. Ano lang talaga yung ang tinanggal ko lang yung exhaust niya. Pero tinandaan ko naman kung saan talaga siya nakasaksak. So, yun para malinis ko lang yung mga nakadikit na na alikabok talaga. Sobrang dumi na talaga niya. Tapos yun lang, gumagana naman siya. So, ito pa nga nakailaw pa nga siya eh. So, ang ano dito, hindi ko alam kung wala naman ako ibang nagalaw. Brush ko lang siya ng soft brush na yung brush ng pintura na maliit. Nanonood ka lang ng tutorial. Manonood ka ng tutorial. Naku, Bombay magsasalita dyan. Oo nga pare. Sigurado Indian yung language dito. Ay, shoutout natin syempre si Boss Renzo, Boss Jack, shoutout sa'yo bro. Pasensya na kayo naglalag tayo, nag-glitch tayo ngayon. So, tiis lang. Fix 100% CPU usage in Windows 10, high CPU. Oh yun. Yan ako na, i-open ko na to next tab. Nag-replace ka ng processor? Hindi ako nag-replace pre, hindi ako nagbukas ng processor. Natatakot nga akong buksan yung processor kasi ang laki. Hindi ko alam kung maibabalik ko pa ng maayos o hindi iawit. Ganyan talaga problema ng mga PC pag nilinisan mo. Di gagana or may problema. Oo nga pare. Ayaw na mag-run neto. Hindi naman tayo pwede mag-relive. Sayang yung viewers natin, pare. Durog tayo dito bukas. Wala tayong views bukas. Kaya nagkaroon ng meme sa paglilinis ng PC, di gagana ng maayos. Awit tong nakakainis. Alam mo yung, syempre mahal mo siya kaya mo siya nilinisan, tapos nung nilinisan mo siya, nung minahal mo siya, tsaka naman nagtatampo ng ganito. Wait. Ang PC pala, ang CPU parang girls din. Parang girls din talaga sila, Pag pinakita mo talaga mahal na mahal mo sila, magtotopak, magtotoyo. Ugutan na lang mga par. Awit naman. Live na ako eh. Ayan, bumilis yung pag-open ng Maybase, pare. Sheesh. So yung loading niya ganun pa rin. Game not found pa nga. Kakain mo na ako, Lods. Pag di kinaya na yan, OS lang bibigay ko sa'yo. Kaya mo naman gumawa ng bootable, Actually, nakalimutan ko na. Comsci tayo pero hindi ko na alam kung paano gumawa-gawa ng ganyan. Sobrang di na ako updated. Kismis na lang sa mga pro players. Let's go! Ano bang ngayon? Ano bang issue ngayon, bro? Pare, may meron akong napansin sa LSL kagabi. Napanood nyo ba LSL, pare? Ayoko sa magsalita, ayoko ayoko mag-comment, na kasi hindi naman tayo ganun kasikat. Tapos hindi naman para mag-bash tayo. Napansin nyo ba yung isang shoutcaster doon na parang wala sa hulma yung mga sinasabi, Ayoko na lang magsalita, baka kung napanood nyo, pare. Kung napanood nyo, alam nyo na kung ano yung tinutukoy ko. Nanood ako ng isa, si Zero at RMC. Ano nangyari kay Zero at RMC? Hindi ko na inabot yung pare, sa shotcaster ako nakapokus eh. Notify good luck sa grind, Sponge King. Oy, idol natin to guys, si Jao TV for Gaming, pa-follow and support pare. Yan, ito. Ikaw ang nagturo sa akin mag-sponge, Idol Jao. Ikaw pa ba? So yan, follow and support natin, Jow TV for Gaming, guys. Isa sa mga nagturo sa kay DADDYBORJ ng ano yan, ng Sponge. Di ako nanood, ala, natatawa ako kay Bornok. Oo, pare, yun nga, pre. Yun nga, brother Alexa, pre. Hindi ko alam kung ako nang liliit eh. Sinasang-ayunan na lang talaga siya ni ni Ruthless. Pero syempre, saludo pa rin tayo kay Bornok, no. Hindi naman ganoon ka, no. Ang sa akin lang, hindi ko alam, dapat kasi ang nilagay nila doon yung naglalaro talaga ng V3. Kaya yung mga comments ni Boss Bornox, hindi kita para hindi kita para i-bash, no. Pero syempre, sa mga nanonood ng Axie V3 at sa mga fanatics ng V3, alam ka agad kung yung sinasabi mo tama or connected dun sa mga doon na i-connect niya naman sa bandang huli. Pero meron siyang mga komento doon na parang wala sa out of the basta hindi ko na alam pa. Sa Twitter ngayon nakita ko lang din. Ano nangyari kay RNC tsaka kay Zero, pare? Ginawa pa ni Caster ala naman sa kaya nga, pare, pero ayoko na lang magsalita. Nag-shoutcast kasi yung di naman nakafocus sa origin, pare, totoo yan. Ito, yan. Sapul ni pare ni Brother Alexa and Brother Resignation, pare, no. Wala kasi sila sa hindi naman niya linya, no. Dapat hindi siya pinag-cast. Siguro pinag-review lang siya ng konti. Tapos ang na-review niya lang doon yung parts, hindi yung meta team na andon. Which is naglaban kagabi na nung pinapanood ko, ang naglalaban si Wicked One tsaka si Chan, no? Si Chan. So parang ang key niya, parang sinasabi niya na ang key doon sa Topaz composition ni Wicked One is yung Arco at tsaka yung Blue Moon, which is hindi. No, napapa-oo na lang talaga si Ruthless eh. Ingay lang ang bag ni Bornok, true, pare. Hey, Tyron, pare, shoutout sa'yo, bro. And thank you very much. Welcome back sa pag-aaksi, no? Bumalik ka na ba sa pag-aaksi, brother Tyron? Wala pa, siguro mga after pa ng podcast, last podcast. Ang last podcast ng season 4 updates ay sa May 9, tapos 9 AM, no? Napanood nyo nga ba, par? Kasi sobra talaga akong ayoko na nga lang manood eh. Kasi feeling ko, ako yung nasasaktan para kay Brother Bornok natin na syempre, alam ng mga manlalaro kung ano dapat yung sinasabi. Oo, tribe ka na. Ay, nice to, pare. Congrats. Ayaw na mag-load. Siguro magkwentuhan na lang tayo dito. Sinong gusto umakyat dito? Mag-ano na lang tayo, mag-podcast na lang tayo. Sabihin nyo lang ako, mag-podcast tayo dito. Pero salute pa rin kay Bornok kasi though ginawa niya pa rin yung best niya pero syempre nagmukha siyang nagmukha siyang parang hindi siya gamer doon kasi nga parang isinisingit niya lang yung mga bagay na alam niya, which is hindi naman fit doon sa pinag-uusapan. Sana sa susunod kunin na lang nila na shoutcaster is yung mga marunong talaga, like Chillax, 'di ba? Ninong Wax, 'di ba? Pupunta kayo. Yes, bro. Shoutout natin syempre Noel Adrian Tamon, happy streaming from Leah and Luffy, Nami Gaming, LSU family, Team Positive. Together with Rian, Pauline, Elimac Place, Puradang ETC, Johan Gaming, shoutout kay Noel Adrian from LSU family and Team Positive, guys. Shoutout na rin natin syempre Maldits Chow, ang raider ni Brother Ana natin, no? Chismis Tons, RMC daw. Oo nga, ito binubuksan ko nga eh. Ninong, yan. Si Ninong yan, dapat si Ninong na lang naging shoutcast doon eh. Yung kapartner ni Ruthless eh, sa totoo lang. Mas marami pang mas masasabing maayos, no? Di pa daw nagsisimula yung laro, pinapasurrender na sa tournament match si RMC ni Zero. Ay talaga, pare, issue. Wala ako budget pamasahe eh. Punta sana ako eh. Actually, ako rin, wala naman ako halos budget, pare. Buti na nga lang nag-ano si Ninong Wax sa atin na susunduin tayo. Yun. So, ang dala lang talaga natin doon is team sa totoo lang, no? Gusto ko lang din sila makasama at maka-meet and greet. Jinx pa din ba sa S4? Bastard, hindi pa. Hindi natin sure yan kasi parang RIP yung RIP yung Jinx ngayon. Dominic Di Guzman. Ay, shoutout natin syempre si Boss Ron De Asis. Baka may Bornok fans dito ah. Actually hindi ko binabash si pare. Si Brother Bornok natin no sa casting. Pero parang feeling ko mali sila ng kinuhang shoutcaster doon. Kung ako papipiliin pare, sa totoo lang, Chilchilax or Ninong Wax, pasok na eh. 'Di ba? Chilchilax or Ninong Wax, okay na. Wala na. Tsaka dapat ibigay na sa mga sa mga B3 streamers yon. Legit naman na nag-i-stream tayo ng mga B3 lahat. Ba't kukunin mo yung B2? Kita mo nagmukha siyang walang alam dun, no? Sayang. Di man ako marunong mag-shoutcast. Kung karera ng kabayo, pwede ako mag-race. Race ko. Wag mo ako kukunin dyan, baka mapahiya ka. Actually, pare, sa umpisa lang naman yan mahirap mahirap i-gawin yung shoutcasting. Pag natuto ka naman na sa umpisa, dire-diretso na rin yan pag nagawa mo na ng umpisa yan. So, yan, yung mga streamers ng V3, so paghandaan nyo na rin sarili nyo, syempre baka mapakinggan tayo ng mga nasa taas na baka sooner or later, ang gawin ng mga shoutcasters sa mga tournament is tayo. No, pero syempre hindi naman natin kasing gwapo yung dalawa na yun, si Boss Ruthless and Boss Bornok, no. O baka may fans ni Boss Bornok dyan, hindi natin binabash si Boss Bornok ha. Ang inaano ko lang dito is nagmukha lang siyang parang walang alam dun sa shoutcasting kagabi, no? Medyo kasi yung mga alam kasi ng bawat Axie Origins player yun eh, sa totoo lang. Kung relevant pa ba yung sinasabi mo dun sa dun sa nilalaro sa inaano nyo, ini-stream nyo. Mas okay pa si VMG. Ayun, si VMG pwede pa. Kasi marunong din yun sa B3. Shoutcaster mas okay pa. If viewer habol nila, mataas naman viewer ni BMG. Exactly, pare. Kahit pamperya, Casmowax, okay lang. Di ba, pare? Sa totoo lang si brother si Ninong Wax natin, no? Yung mga salita nito. Oo, kahit mga simpleng salita siguro nito, pakikinggan ng mga viewers, sa totoo lang. At least relevant, pare. Di ba? Mas okay pa si BMG mag-cast, maglalaro ng B3 naman. Naglalaro naman yun talaga si BMG na si Miguel na si tawag ito? B Miguel natin, si B-Meg. Hindi lang ako maka-move on kagabi, parang inano ko na si ayoko na lang manood para kasing nanlilit ako para kay Brother Bornok natin. Though sabihin na nating hindi rin naman tayo ganun ka pro para sa shoutcasting. Pero syempre, ang sabi ko nga, ulitin ko lang, na yung mga nanonood din kasi doon is yung mga marunong din maglaro. So, pagka narinig na ganun ang sinasabi mo, matatawa na lang sila, 'di ba? Pero hindi ko para tawanan kagabi, no? Kasi syempre, co-streamer din, streamer din tayo, alam ko rin yung part niya. Pero siguro ang dapat ginawa na lang nung nag-conduct ng tournament na yon, ang kinuha nilang shoutcaster, yan, BMG, Chilchilax, Ninong Wax, pwede yan. Sana lang sa susunod makita naman nila yung mga potential ng mga new breed ng streamers. Gates open there, often racing. Gates open there, often racing. And the fair even dispatch goes to Silver Story, followed by wind blown by about 2 lengths by the rail. Coming on third position is Alma Mater as they travel the 3/4 mile distance. Ayop! Ganyan sana, pare. Ayaw na talaga mag-open ng Axie ko, my friend. Ay, ayoko na magmura. Dapat si Dominic Di Guzman na lang pinangcast nila. Madaming hugot sa Axie. Exactly. Ito, Ninong Wax tumira ng 3, pasok sa Viva Max. O, diba? Tignan nyo. Pwede. Kita mo nga, pang horse racing si Ninong Wax. Baka hindi makasigit si Ruthless Reg kung si Ninong Wax ang nakaupo doon, pare. Pero overall natin doon is Okay naman yung tournament. Okay naman yung tournament. Sana hindi na lang napansin ng mga manonood na ganun yung nangyari doon sa ano sa totoo lang kasi ako kasi nanonood ako hindi lang doon sa mismong tournament pati doon sa shoutcasting no. Kung kasi gusto ko matutong maging shoutcaster din. So nanonood din ako. So medyo maano ako doon, ino-observe ko talaga kung paano maging maayos na na shoutcaster. Ang problema nga ganun pa yung nakakita natin. So, yun. Uy, ano nangyari? Ayaw na mag-start, pare. Alam na this. La, kita mo, not responding pa nga. Ulitin natin. Close ko na lahat ng iba. Ang dami nanonood sa atin kahit na wala tayong ni ano. Inaasahan nyo bang bumalik si Dominic? Baka bumalik si Dominic dito, nako. Sarap. Ninong Wax, tumira ng tres. Kahit sino naman may potential basta alam na yung game at card mechanics. Oo, totoo yan pare. So may natutunan ka ba? Ako meron. Huwag mag-shoutcast nang wala kang nalalaman sa larong isa shoutcast. Exactly! Exactly! Para kasing binigay mo yung binigay mo yung algebra dun sa sa binigyan mo ng algebra problem yung yung elementary. Do meron namang elementary algebra ngayon, pero syempre, di ba? Nagmukha siyang doon na ewan, pare, hindi ko. Pero shoutout pa rin kay Brother Bornok no kasi di naman para i-bash natin siya. Inuulit ko lang baka may fans ni Bornok dito. Hindi ko para i-bash siya. Nakita ko pa rin naman yung niya, yung eagerness niya para may matapos yung yung tournament na maayos. Pero ayun nga, nagmukhang kulang yung mga salita niya dahil iba-iba, no? Though siguro yung iba mapapansin yon, yung iba hindi naman, pero ako kasi napansin ko kasi gusto kong aralin yung yung part ng pagiging caster Yan. Siguro sana sa susunod mabigyan na lang ng pagkakataon yung mga new breed sabi nga ng mga natin, mga supporters natin. Katulad na lang ng mga matatagal na or mas maraming followers kaysa sa atin. Sabihin na natin sila Ninang Wax or Enax, BMG, Chilchilax. Kasi pare, kung hindi tayo mabibigyan ng pagkakataon ng break na ganon, tapos ang bibigyan pa rin nila ng pagkakataon is yung mga V2 streamers, hindi malayong maubos yung streamer ng B3 at tapos maubos din ang community kasi wala na silang papanoorin, di ba? Nag-follow na ako sa mga Axie God wannabe. Nag-unfollow. Pare, ayaw na mag-ano nito, pre. 1 hour lang yata itatagal natin dito, par. Diyos ko po, Rudy. Wala na akong ibang naka-open na apps, so naubos na rin yung viewers natin. Wait. Mga V2 hyperist, no? Okay, last restart natin pare sa Axie V3. Tapos magano na lang tayo dito, mag-podcast tayo, gusto nyo? Taas kamay, mag-podcast tayo dito. Ayusin ko lang yung yung settings. Sa Discord tayo magkita-kita. Sayang si Steam Ban, pwede rin sana yun. Sayang yung Lunatic, si Steam Ban lang pala. Ano pare? Sayang yung Lunatic, si Steam Ban ang palang-pala ngayon. Di ko gets. Ang lupit ng live natin ngayon, walang gameplay ha. Multi-account? Adik ka ba, Alexa? Ano ba nangyari? Hindi ka magets, hindi ka magets ha. Gagi, hindi na tayo nakapag-live. Palang pala means siya lahat nakuha ng grasya at attention. Ah, oo. Oo, kasi dati si Lunatic tsaka si ano si Oversized no. Oo. Ayaw na mag-ano ng ano natin par. Podcast na lang tayo, quick podcast lang tayo kahit 1 hour. Sinong gusto mo makyat? Punta ako Discord ng Wasak oh. Send ko yung Discord ng Wasak. Ayan, naglo-load na. Hype na PC yan. Lesson learned guys. Huwag nyo lilinisin yung CPU nyo hanggang tumanda. We only English conference. Ay, sorry Ninong Wax kanina. Nasa labas ako nung naka-live ka. Tapos nung mag-i-start ako ng PC, aabutan pa sana kita bago ako mag-live. Ako po. Sorry no. Na-pop up sa akin yung notification ng live mo. And hindi ako nakadalaw, promise. Aminado tayo doon. Eh di pala kayo sanay sa malalim na Tagalog. Hindi naman. Palang pala. So kasi yung mga usual na Tagalog kasi parang parang complicated na para sa mga ano na to. Pero gets ko naman nung unang banda, pero pagka inisip mo ng 2 beses, mababago yung meaning ko. Yan, nakapag-start na rin. Tuloy mo na yan. Diyos ko ka, oo. Gago, ay tumuloy pare. Wala rin pala. O, diba? Pag nag-inisip mo ng twice, hindi mo siya makakuha. Off ko kaya yung camera ko mga par. Para sakto mag-load. Ayan, baka naman pwede ka na mag-load Axie. Yun, mas mabilis na siya. Try mo na lang i-reinstall yung Axie. Sige Ninong. Pero tinanggal ko yung camera. Mas naging smooth yung ano niya yung galaw ng PC. Yung camera yata may problema. Nako. Dati smooth yung galawan nito awit. Lesson learned talaga. Hindi ko na talaga lilinisin tong CPU ko hanggang meron na lang mga dinosaur na manirahan. Tignan mo ulit CPU usage pag tanggal mo ng camera. Sige, try natin. Tignan natin. $100 pa rin, boss. Ang lakas pumasok. Kung AMD yan, expect mo na yan. Oh, AMD to. Panoorin ko na lang yung Axie Thailand. Penging link, pare. Brother Chuck, penging link. Okay, lapag nyo lang yung mga link dyan. Sabi nila, bawal daw maglapag ng link. Eh, ano nga to, internet nga to, ba't bawal, di ba? Hindi ako naniniwala dun sa mga ganun eh, sa totoo lang. Sa ML streams, marami tayong makikitang ganun. Bawal maglapag ng link, bawal maglapag ng number, awit. AMD nga to. Ganito ba talagang usual problema ng AMD? Actually, hindi ko siya ma-download ngayon sa PC, bro. Kasi ano eh. Wala, ito na. Manood na lang tayo.
At Community Gaming or at cth.com. Then players must join the tournament's Discord server to find their opponents or DM their opponents directly by Discord tag. And you have to check in 1 hour before the tournament starts on CG as well. And as you can see right here, we have a total four qualifiers. And now, Ryan, we are already on qualifier number 3.
Qualifier number 3. So we have 8 confirmed.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
Player XCGG, so many letters there. Meditate 0, Rizzy A, Nub Who, Big Gabby, and Zelizer. Yeah. All of these guys are top of their class, very high level competitors. And I am very excited to see what they bring to this event, what they've got in store for us. Now, this event, of course, is brought to us by Axie TH. Axie TH is one of the biggest Axie communities in Thailand, sharing news and updates about Axie Infinity and the Rona chain. In addition, Axie TH has hosted several Axie meetups in Thailand, which bring together members of the community to share their love for the game and connect with like-minded individuals. With its strong focus on Axie Infinity and its active engagement with the community, Axie TH has become a key player in the Axie ecosystem in Thailand.
Yes, and of course, Ryan, we also have YGG-SEA or YGGC. It is a gaming guild that operates in Southeast Asia, primarily focused on blockchain games. YGGC is the first sub-DAO of YGG, a part of the broader Yield Guild Games organization, which aims to create a decentralized gaming ecosystem where players can earn income by participating in blockchain-based games. The guild also conducts community events and education programs to promote blockchain gaming on the region or in the region as well.
Of course, we've also got AMP Guild, the Web3 epicenter of the AMPverse, provides a network of 400 million people through Web3 gaming influencers and offers additional customized branding, marketing, and community growth services in Southeast Asia and India. Now, there is also a special giveaway To the
Yeah.
viewers of the Axie TH qualifier finals, there is a link. It should be in the description of the video you're watching or maybe pinned in the comments. But we're giving away 30 Axies to the lucky audience members of the Axie TH World Battle Bangkok. All you have to do is follow the link in the comment in the description and enter in all. There's like 3 simple tasks I think you can complete, and each task will increase your chances of being a winner, and you might just win yourself your very own Axie.
That's right, and this is going to be running from May 5 to 15, 11 p.m. UTC.
Enrico Collis nandito sa
some of the lucky viewers over at the XTH World Battle streams. Ryan, I've seen the winners like of the first batch, right, of the qualifier 1 and qualifier 2 in terms of our viewers, and these guys have been lucky, but it's your challenge, it's your chance to get lucky as well by joining this giveaway. Just complete the task and click the link right there for your chance for your very own free Axies. And you know, I remember that time, Ryan, like we had to like grind and breed our own Axies, but now you can just watch and get your very own. It's a huge opportunity for our viewers right now, Ryan.
Absolutely. We saw some giveaways happen in the previous qualifiers, and some very happy winners there, and we're doing it all again. So make sure to sign up with that link and complete the tasks and get your chance to win. Now, our first match today, Excelsior, is going to be Paradise from Sura versus Chan from MMG. Both of these players are return challengers. We saw Paradise, I believe, in qualifier 1 and MMG Chan in qualifier 2. So they've both been able to make it back
versus
to the top
Chan, pare, parehong magaling
qualifier 3, and only one of them will be proceeding forward. Paradise from Sora, very strong Topaz builds with a little bit of variety. He's got a couple different options here. I believe he is the one that actually played Collect and Protect and Shield Leecher on his team, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's right, dude. Like, he also like he likes to play with a little bit of sustain. As you can see, 7 out of 10 is going to be Topaz, but he has just that one team that he can play with sustain. That's the mech with a double twin tail as well. That may be used sometime here, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the priority because he's going to be more focused on the Topaz. Like this is going to be, you know, I'm 7 out of 10. I'm thinking that there's going to be a Topaz team right now, Ryan.
I have to agree with you there. He just has so many strong options in terms of Topaz. He can go with the Dawn for anti-curse cards and a little bit of extra attack power. He can go with the Beast and Sticky Tape as opposed instead to get a little bit more power. He's got some really strong mech options. I mean, the amount of variety he has in these Topaz Axies are pretty extreme, and I would be hard pressed to say that he plays anything other than some sort of Topaz variation.
That's right. And you know what you can see right here is that, you know, he just focuses more on the discard. So I'm guessing also on the variation that you said as well, there's not going to be an EA type of Topaz team here. So most likely there's going to be a lot of rocket stamps right here. But of course, on the other side of the board, there's going to be Chan with 3 options. As you can see right here, there's going to be a Topaz team, a Jinx team, and a Sustain team. What do you think about this, Ryan?
Right. Well, I think he gives himself more options in terms of potential team comps. But against this specific opponent, if he's done his research on Paradise's team, then he's gonna know that Jinx team is not a good option because Paradise has the Dawn, right? So that is the instant curse team counter. He also has multiple bugs which can play Shield Leecher, so that counters the sustain option from Chan, which means Chan's real options are boiled down to just those 4 Topaz Axies. And when I look at his options between those 4 Axies and Paradise's options within his 7 Topaz Axies, I feel like Paradise has the opportunity to come out on top here.
That's right. And you know, with these numbers of options, I think if I remember correctly, Chan already went as well, as I said before, like he went top player of one of the other tournaments. and he went with the BL5 with this specific team setup. So this can also limit his options again, as you said. Like you would be more willing to go into Topaz here, considering that you have 2 bugs for Topaz, and I'm thinking he's going more into the bug with the bumpy Topaz right here, because these 2 guys can redirect, right? So that off-white kind of grayish action right there is going to be the mech. So that will possibly be the focus or the main damager that he has right now, Ryan.
Right, right. Oh man, I'm excited to get the show on the road and see what these competitors bring to the table, man.
Yeah.
You know, there as much as we speculate, it really could go any direction. You know, if Paradise
Tagal!
decides to cover all of his options and play the Dawn and Shield Leecher instead of Collect and Protect, he might actually be leaving himself vulnerable by trying to cover all the bases. Because I feel like the obviously the smarter option and the most successful would be the Collect and Protect, right? You get more card draw, you get more defense. So if you do go Shield Leecher, anticipating a potential sustained comp, and you don't get the sustained comp, it can leave you vulnerable. So it really is anybody's match here. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see these 2 players duke it out. It was an amazing battle with Chan during last week's qualifier 2. He fought against Sequinox, who I consider the final boss of Axie tournaments, just because that name inspires fear in my heart for some reason. And you really thought Chan was going to come out on top.
Yeah, really not, man.
So
he had that like that experience wherein he gets to railroad a lot of his opponents while getting to the top. So with that match, wow, you can see some chinks in the armor that Chan has, and this might be another chance for him. But Paradise likes to have a challenge as well. Like he's been eliminating pros left and right over at the different tournaments, and you can see over at his Twitter that he is on fire as well. Like he has that meme again that he is death, and he goes on and removes like one representative from each guild. And he has that kind of how they say this, fire that goes with him. But Chan, very calculated. What I want to see, but don't want to see in the same at the same time, is both of these guys are expecting that that their Topaz teams are going to be going out. So with Collect and Protect, so both of these guys are just going to go with Sustained. So if that happens in game 1, oh no, man, oh no.
Sustained mirror matches are never fun. We saw, I mean, it just sort of drags on a little too long. You know, there's not as much for from the caster's perspective to really talk about in terms of sustained mirror matches. So hopefully we don't see that, but it would be fun. You know, we did see a sustained mirror match in qualifier 2 last week, but both of the players were willing to shake hands and just call it a draw and restart from the Axie pools, because it's just going to make for a more entertaining event and probably save some time from the players as well.
That's right. Like they knew that it's going to be a draw at the end of the day or at the end of the game, because they both have the HP modifiers. Like if you have HP modifiers, then last Blood Moon is going to be yours. So I think if one of them are going to go sustain on the first match and they're going to catch the other guy off guard, then the third match is going to be Topaz. So just biting the bullet for the first match may be crucial to your game to get that win. And also, if they don't get into a mirror, or if one of them doesn't go into sustain, it would then be safe, Ryan, to go with a shield leecher, at least during the first one. So,
right.
Yeah.
I agree with you there, but you know, it's just gonna be tough. Hopefully they bring some intense action. You know, like you're absolutely right that the first battle really does kind of decide like the the general consensus of the players, right? Seeing what they pick as their first team, you can kind of like get an idea of what kind of player they are and what they're most likely going to pick up as a counter pick, especially if they win or lose, right? I think the general consensus for pro players is that if you win with your original team, you just stick with that team, right? It's already proven to be successful. It has a proven track record, so you just stick with that team. But if you lose that first match, then that's when you typically see people switch things up. But then getting into those counter plays, you know, if you go Shield Leecher round 1 and nobody plays sustain, then you might want to switch up to that collect and protect. But as soon as you bring out that collect and protect, that sustain might pop up. So it's always a tough decision.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We're grasping at straws here right now, Ryan. And this has been it's not been our cause. We're trying to predict that this may happen because it has happened over at the previous qualifiers. We see the same compositions being brought out by our players, but when they go into the first match, that is the very important match to decide upon, right? If you do win the first match, that means you're already 1 point ahead, and you just need one more win. If you lose it, you'll need 2 more points, two consecutive wins to do a reverse sweep. So you're still going to be under a lot of pressure as well. And you know, going back to the top 8, man, Ryan, I'm seeing like 3 total repeat qualifier challengers, right? Sura, Chan, and Zeliaser. So these guys, you know, have a lot of experience. So I'm siding towards the ones with experience. But the problem is, first match is already 2 guys with experience. So yeah.
So the two small. I don't want to say big or small because I don't want to belittle anybody here, because everybody in the top 8 at this point are extremely high level competitors, having to sift through 1,024 players to get to this point over 3 days in a single elimination tournament. So all of these players at this point are undefeated, which makes them all champions in my book. But Rizzy A and Nub Who from Ancient 8, those are the 2 players that I am not very familiar with that we're going to be seeing today. Now I do believe that they are proven competitors that have succeeded in other events as well, but none that I've seen or been very familiar with. So I'm really excited to see what kind of players these guys turn out to be and what they bring to the table. The Zeliaser and Big Gabby match, that's going to be really interesting, right? Because as you mentioned, Zeliaser is a return challenger. We saw him in qualifier 1. It was a 1v1 with him and you from Meditate. And what was really interesting about that match was that the fact that Zeliaser refused to play anything meta. He brought a lot of very interesting teams and tried to shake things up, which it brought him to day 3. So I can't knock it, but it just didn't cut it for day 3. It didn't cut it for the final match. Hopefully he continues with that trend and keeps on bringing out those interesting comps, because even though he didn't make it, it was a really fun match to watch.
That's right. Like we see him yet again. Zeliaser is going to have to team kill Big Gabby right here, and the same as well goes to Big Gabby to go and team kill his very own guildmate, Zeliaser right there. But yeah, I mean, I have to make one thing clear though, Ryan. I think I remember Nub Who. I think it's a play on Noob Who. Like, who is the noob?
Oh, so that is his name,
Noob Who, right? I've seen him play. He's really good. He gets to go with the top 4s over at the previous tournaments, but sometimes comes up short. But really good player nonetheless. So let's see if he will be able to move forward. But Riz, or Rice, I'm not sure about how you pronounce it. LB player right there. He's already consistent LB player over at the leaderboards. So let's see if that skill translates as well towards the esports meta. So we see some of the LB players just also get good or get better in the esports scene. But well, not all players have that same ability. So let's see if they do get to have that chance as well. You know, all of these guys are just fighting their King Koopas, if you will. Right? Because that's the last boss. Like everyone, like you're looking at the other as the last boss. The other one is looking at you as the last boss, just to go on to Bangkok, Thailand, Ryan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though this is like the top 8 situation, each of these players, they only have one more fight to fight, and then they're gonna be getting that first class ticket to Bangkok and 300 AXS. So yeah, this is the final boss for each player. This is the last hoorah to either make it or break it, and hopefully we see some intense battles along the way. But even if they don't make it, there's still one more qualifier. It looks like the match is ready, so we'll be hopping into game 1 between Paradise Sora and MMG Chan. Let's see what they bring to the table. Is it going to be Sustain? Is it going to be the Topaz Mirror? We're about to find out. Let's see.
Topaz!
We got it.
Oh, man.
Interesting decision from Paradise to put his last stand Axie in the front. What do you think's going on there, Excelsior?
You know, it's interesting, indeed. Like he's probably thinking that there's going to be a sticky tape comp that will come from Chan, so that the front line mech is going to be
Holy Prayer yung hawak ni Chan.
And this is going to be countering a possible sticky tape comp. But if it's going to be a rocket stamp comp with the Topaz, they can either forgo or just go straight into the front just to remove that last stand. So either way, it works both ways, Ryan. It can go you can go destroy the mech right now, or you can
Nauso talaga yung yung Hungry Bird
towards the middle. But ultimately, the value is still taking out the mech as soon as possible, because I think Paradise thinks that the Endless Anger is just going to deal all the damage.
Right. Well, we've seen Endless Anger come out super strong, dealing massive amounts of damage, and the Rocket Stamp comp can still take victory. Having that Endless Anger there, it might give you an extra energy, but it's almost like a give and take, right? I think the scale up, it's a little bit more difficult to get all of those banish cards to get the engine running, because you're losing out on one of those Nemos. Instead, you have a Cottontail you've got to hold on to. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So we see the Bumpy come out first, a little bit of extra shield, and already 5 banish cards. So the engine is already up and running on Chan's side, and those Topazes are going to be hitting strong very soon.
That's right. Call Chan, Thomas, the tank, and the banish engine right now as he goes on to 5 banish cards early on to the match. Now, what's curious about this, Ryan, is that Bumpy doesn't have Gecko Mask. So they usually put in Gecko Mask just for the redirect, as we can see right here in what Paradise is doing, because they want that Axie, or they want that mech to get all the damage and activate last stand to get Protector for extra damage as well. So this is going to be a good redirection tactics coming in from Paradise, Ryan.
So you're saying that he's hard focusing damage onto the mech, so that he can force himself into last stand, and with that Topaz on retain, he can set himself up for massive damage.
Yeah. So
I see.
Basically, what I think he's doing right now, Ryan, is like if he goes into last stand, he has 2 Axies that may go into 50% extra damage. So, like, from the side of Chan, he needs to get out the front as soon as possible, and he does with double Topaz right now. 228 effective damage divided over 2 Axies. That's immediate into the red mech right there at the front, Ryan.
No, that first attack I think was actually Anemone.
Oh wait, was it?
Yeah, it was
yeah.
an anemone dealing massive damage. That was a little shocking, to be completely honest. You usually don't expect anemone to be hitting for such high amounts, but yeah, that was a big hit.
Big hit indeed. Talking about the big hit, look at those 3 topazes, Brian. That's like the damage waiting to happen. 120. Oh, he's still holding on. He's waiting for that big buff.
Yeah, he wants to go into Fury mode on that mid lane. He wants to get the last stand damage from the mech, because he only has 1 turn with the last stand bonus damage. And making sure you have the Topaz ready to go for that situation is extremely important. He did throw out the Topaz on the bug, but his bug is super well protected, super defended, and it's going to be lasting till the end game. So he can wait for another deck cycle and get that Topaz back. That one's worth throwing away, I believe. Whereas the other 2, you definitely want to hold on to for when the time is right. Now, what would be horrible here is if we see a discard attack coming in from Chan and getting rid of one of those Topazes, the Garish Worms in hand. Yeah. He might play it here. It's very possible. He has 2 Topazes and a Garish Worm, so it's gonna be interesting. He has 2 Cottontails and 2 Topaz, so it's 50-50. And let's see if he decides to play it. He does not. He goes with the Shoal Star, getting rid of the Beast already. Whoa. The Beast is out of the game. I think that totally throws a wrench into Paradise's plans.
Yes indeed. Like, you know,
galing talaga na ito ni Chan po.
Right now, Ryan, because this build is more on the ticket take build. Like, he is building on the he's trying to get the extra damage that's going to be coming in from the Fury form, and Chan sees right through this, and he goes on and decimates the front axis, the mid axis of Paradise, the one with the Endless Anger. So now it's going to be 2v1, and it's soon going to be 1v1, but Paradise is not going out without a hit or without revenge. But I think it's still on Chan's side, considering that he's
lamang si Chan dito, par.
Man, what a fight! Like, absolute back and forth between these 2 players, and it's looking like it's all over. Chan taking game 1. Paradise is on the back foot. It was an interesting setup that he chose. I'm doubting it just a little bit. I feel like there is the better way to set up that composition. I'm not sure having the mech in the front is the smartest option, especially when you see those rocket stamped Topazes just completely bypass the mech altogether and go straight for the Beast. In those situations, I think you want the mech in the backline as backup, right?
Yeah, that's right. I feel that Paradise is got a read that there might be a sticky tape that will be going on towards the Topaz right there. So he felt that it would be necessary to go on with a frontline mech. So since there's a rocket stamp, as you said, like that forgoes his strategy. That goes over and way ahead of his strategy right there. So I think over at the next run, he will go and put it right back where it belongs. And
I hope so.
I feel like, Ryan, I saw that back line go up to 100 armor, and it's unnecessary, right? You have that bug with 100 armor, and it's not utilized. So that's where that's where you see that there is something missing here. In terms of the redirection, there is none going towards that bug.
Absolutely.
Right?
So much wasted value. Much wasted value. That's 100 stats. If that was on the Beast would still be alive.
Yeah.
If you had that on the front, the mech would be much healthier. If you manage to get the taunt, now I do believe having the bumpy on the mech is maybe not optimal. I feel like having bumpy on the bug is the best way to go, because the taunt from early game that came from bumpy, right? And the taunt only applies to the Axie who is casting the actual card. So having that bumpy on the bug and being able to, if this was the setup he really wanted, I think being able to divert a little bit of damage to the bug to at least get some value from that shield would have been nice. But we'll see how it goes in this next round. It is only the first match of a best 2 out of 3.
Yeah. But what do you think? Like, this might be a huge debate, Ryan. I feel if this is like gameplay, there might be a sustain coming. This is like this is gonna be the top anime betrayals if I see that.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, you called it!
Yes,
There it is!
Castard, man! Castard!
Absolutely.
Ang ganda ng laban.
Absolutely. Here we see the sustain come out. Very, very interesting. Very interesting with the reflectile damage here. We've got the scaly spoons for dispels. We've got the taunts. This looks like a really strong team. Now, interesting about the midline there. Hollow. Do you see Hollow being used very much in today's sustain comps?
Not so much though, Ryan. I think they mostly go for an innocent lamb, but I saw Paradise use this before, and he maximizes the Stumpy that you develop right there. The Stumpy will get most of the damage. Like for instance, you can't hit it with a show star because you're not sure if it has armor. Right? It would
Right.
most probably survive with your attack. So you would go and use your very own topaz to maximize it to make sure that it's probably going to die with just one energy. So that's
Right.
going to be some kind of redirection tactics as well. If you don't get your ant early, you may want to use Hollow right there to put out your very own Stumpy. And Paradise is setting up for something from some shenanigans right here, Ryan, with those double good tails that are probably going to be incoming around turn 9, turn 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We saw MMG Chan already throw out the GG emote. It seems like he might be losing hope in this situation, but you know we've seen the Topaz team without Shield Leaper come out on top before. I think the stars have to be perfectly aligned for it to happen. Ooh, ooh,
Oh, GG's!
whoa! That came out of nowhere.
Oh,
I
man.
don't even know what to think about that.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Oh, wow.
Galing talaga na ito ni Chan.
absolutely insane.
Okay, Ryan,
I
let's
was
break it
not
down. Let's break it down, man. Let's break
So
it down.
They got the engine rolling extremely fast, right? So the Topaz was already powered up, and he was able to pile up a lot of shield on that Axie as well. And not only did he have the Topaz's rocket stamped, but he had the Square Teeth rocket stamped as well. So not only was he able to swing into that backliner, which that backline Axie is the finisher. That's the one with the health charms on it. If that Axie goes down, then it ends in a draw at best for Paradise. Because he has to wait for the Blood Moon to come in, start reducing damage. That Axie is the only one that can survive in the Blood Moon.
Oh, man. Like, that was a kind of a BM for for Chan right there, because he knows, like, okay, I already know that you're gonna go down right here, right now. You see the Topaz right there. You see the powered up Square Teeth, and you see
My
the
God.
finisher, the exact finisher with the Show Star. And considering that Paradise needs that back line, right? He needed that back line for the Blood Moon
Absolutely.
stage, man. And Blood Moon, not just Blood Moon now, Ryan. He needed that for this card. Like he needed to have a what do you call this? A kind of twin tail duplicate right there.
Right.
Tricky. So
Right.
since it's gone, he's most probably gonna be losing.
Yeah, that's such a tough way to go down. But that I'm not gonna lie, that was the fastest sustained match I've ever seen in my life. Chan just taking the game so quickly. Paradise surrenders automatically, and Chan coming out on top 2 games in a row.
Man, I'm gonna be calling Chan. I'm gonna be calling Chan Jackie right now. Just ask me why.
Jackie Chan, why is that?
Why? He's going Rush R against Paradise with that last
There we
man.
go.
You know, he went in and destroyed Paradise with less than 6 turns, man. That's Rush Hour right there. And we are now done with match 1. 2-0 clean sweep with Chan. Finally getting his seat over at, or rather, his plane seat at Bangkok, Thailand, Ryan.
Right. Congratulations, Chan. Paradise, you've got one more qualifier to make it up, man. I believe you can do it, but that was just man, what a weird way to go down. Now, here's the question. Do you think that he had any potential chance of winning? Was him surrendering the match a little preemptive, or do you think that he could have potentially worked something out with the reflectile damage, getting energy advantage with the adaptive program in the front? Was there any potential at all?
I feel that there was no finishing potential with that setup right there. You only had 2 axes, and your backline was the most valuable with a shield backup. And I mean, you had extra percentage armor, you had armor percentage retained, and this is going to be the exact win condition. And if you lose that, you just have like a lot of armor gain, but the damage is going to overthrow the armor gain because there's still no discard mechanics. So again, still low, very low, and mostly almost nil chance of winning. And what if
I understand that the chance of him winning was very nil, but I think that there was a chance for a draw. If he's able to sustain that frontliner long enough, get up to his 5 energy count, and then throw up that 5 energy shield wall per turn, I think that there's a chance that we could have seen a draw. In which case, there would have been 1 extra game for Paradise to potentially come back and even out the playing field.
Yeah, but I do disagree, man. Like, you know, the damage potential of Topaz just keeps on getting bigger, and like imagine if you see Paradise being a bit limited with the Hollow, like he will get minus 75 HP if he's trying if he summons that, right? So if you do decrease that, if you try to decrease and use and try to redirect, you would lose a lot of HP. And there is also rocket stamps right there. So basically the winning factor from Chan is because he got that read that probably this guy is debating me. I'm gonna put a rocket stamp on my square teeth, right? And make sure that the back line is gonna go down if and only if Ant hasn't been drawn over the first 2 turns. Because Ant was crucial, or even Hollow was crucial. So there were 2 taunt mechanics that were not drawn out by Paradise, and that was very crucial. I'm pretty sure if Paradise is gonna be tweeting now, I lost because there was no Ant during my first 2 draws.
You're absolutely right about that. Absolutely right. Yeah, that's a very, very disappointing way to go out, I would say. I guess it was up to luck. Paradise didn't get his taunt, and Chan being able to ramp up the damage that quickly. But I do have to say, man, the rocket stamp on square teeth, genius play. Mwah. I give that the French, the chef's kiss. Because we've seen so many times the Topazes with the rocket stamps going to that backline mech, trying to take it out, and just being a little bit underpowered, whether it be a little bit of shield coming in from Bumpy, or being able to divert some damage away with a taunt somewhere else earlier in the match. We always see that it just seems to be 1 attack away from being able to knock out that backline mech with something like a Shoal Star. But that rocket stamp on square teeth solves the problem, and I think it's a beautiful way to do it.
That's right. And now, I mean, moving forward, Brian, like
we see
that the axis of MVHD from MVP versus Zero from MT8. This is going to be like 3 different archetypes right here. I'm seeing redirect AoE, I'm seeing sustain, and I'm seeing Topaz teams. So this is going to be, wait, is it the first time that we're seeing AoE over at top 8? Over at the
I think so.
3 qualifier, last total 3 qualifiers. Okay, so this is going to be this is my favorite. Like, I like AoE, but I can only go so far because I know Topaz is dominating.
Kaya nga puro AoE
right here
puro
to
Topaz
top 8, maybe there's a chance, right, to show some love for
Pero kakaiba yung
users.
AoE nito
Ryan,
ni
what
ano.
can you say about that?
I'd love to see it happen. I'd love to
Kasi
see it happen just for
incisor.
the sheer variety, and he has some nice AoE axes here. He has potential to make some interesting things happen. But is it enough to really compete with the Topazes? I'm not so sure. I think the main two options we see here are the Topaz and the Sustain team. Now we have Zero meditates Axie Pool here.
Si Zero
and,
naman, ano lang.
Man, the Topazes are strong with this one. 7 Topaz Axies,
Topaz
3
naka
Sustain
sustain lang.
Axies.
Wala siyang
He's got the he doesn't have the scissors, but he has the rock and the paper.
That's right. That's right. Like, you know, we can see like a lot of different strategies that he may be going for this Topaz team. Like he has the EA, he has the Dawn right here. He has some discards. He might still go for a possible sustain right there, but I feel there's not, again, with 7 out of 10 still I'm going to go back to the 7 out of 10 is going to be Topaz right here, Ryan. But first is going to be collect and protect. That's the highest percentage strategy that they have. Like collect and protect, EA, and then last stand. That's going to be for both. That's going to be the winning strategy right there.
Right. I feel
Gusto
like
ko makita sustain comp.
from what we've seen in the previous qualifiers, I do think that the
Kaso yung
Dawn,
sustain comp kanina tinalo ng Topaz.
the Dawn Rocket Stamp scenario is just slightly more utilitarian. I feel like putting all of your eggs into the basket of Fury mode, let's power up for one single turn and then hit hard on that one turn, you leave yourself up to getting outplayed, and we've seen it happen in just the previous match. So I think that the Rocket Stamp team is just a little bit better because you have that utility of being able to hold a card for the next turn or just go ahead and play it and hit the guy you want to hit.
That's right. I really want to see again what is the variation between the two. But if one goes for EA, it's probably going to be sticking tape. What? Look at that! We have been disappointed with the double Topaz matchup as we can see. It's going for sustain. And
may invitational yan po rin.
Double bug with a shield leecher and a collect and protect. Man, that is
Ito sustain versus Topaz,
gambles, bro. Man. With all of those Topaz Axies, he could have gone Endless Anger, he could have gone with the Dawn, he could have gone anything, but he's like, nah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a shield leacher here, but just in case, I'm also gonna get the collect and protect.
Sustain backup, sustain yung compero naka shield leacher kasi yung ano.
Very smart play. He called it perfectly.
Man, Ryan,
wait, patay siya dito par kasi naka shield leacher.
I am MBHD right now. Hold up.
Yeah, this is definitely this is gonna be a rough battle for MBHD. It's almost impossible to come out on top when you're going up against a shield leecher. Just taking 30% of your, is it 30% or is it up to 50% now?
It's 30%. Still,
right.
Yeah, they decreased wait, it's 40%. Then they decrease it to 30. Right. I remember for season since we are in season 3, it's 40%, if I remember correctly.
30% of your turn's value just completely gone.
Yeah.
And it's not like they can pivot. It's not like they can go. It's not like MBHD can be like, all right, well, you know what? You're gonna steal my shield. Let me just attack instead. No. There's like 2 attack guards on the entire team.
Yeah.
And even if you played it, it's not going to get you anywhere. So it's just it's a tough battle to come back from. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to surrender this match, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as well, considering that like it might. Oh man, it's definitely going to be really hard for
Puti hindi yung ano yung natanggal, yung buntot. Patay sa bag, sip-sip ka, pare. Naka-shield leecher, pare. Payari siya dito.
Any free damage is going to be well appreciated. Like, he's not even going to spend any energy to deal damage. It's just because of that room. Right? So basically, your net...
Tapos hindi niya pa nabuo yung ano,
if you're on
hindi niya pa nabuo yung...
then, even though you take
for energy buff, ramp up.
At best, there's going to be a drop. At best.
Right. That's the best case scenario for MBHD, I think. What I think is just I mean, having that shield leecher as well, one of the biggest sources of damage for this team is that reflectile damage, like we just saw. He got hit with 60 damage. Zero got hit with 60 damage on that topaz hit. But the shield that he stole from him absorbed it all. So if he is just smart about where he attacks and when, then yeah, he can avoid a lot of damage.
That's right. That's right. Like, this is going to be also like a chance for MBHD to redirect some of the armor, going back to maybe the back, maybe the mid, not all going towards the front. But look at that, you can see Zero take out the front with the adaptive program. This is going to be great news for Zero, considering that the ramp is no longer going to be there. But still, you can see MBHD try to tackle this and try to go in towards the back in terms of the armor. So that's the one with the shield backup. You get bonus armor. You can get also retained armor as well. So still, MBHD is still not going down without a fight right now. Right?
Ako po, puro topaz.
Oh, but here we see 3 topazes in a row. Yikes, that is a dead Dawn, and he's going to be able to start swinging into the mech as well. Now, yeah, getting rid of the adaptive program frontliner when he did, I think was really big for Zero. Because he wasn't able to get that full energy ramp up. In fact, they're both completely even in terms of energy and energy fragments. So one player is not going to have that big of an advantage over the other in terms of energy. The fact that Zero just keeps on stealing in, and Excelsior mentioned that Leech steals 40% of the shield. I was incorrect, not 30.
Oh, pero hindi niya nabutas yung ano.
So much value.
Hindi niya nabutas, oh.
It's, man, I'd be so discouraged if I was MBHD right now. I'd be slapping my head on my desk, just being like, what did I do? Why did I see this coming?
You might say as well that this is an HD, the high definition MB.
High definition MB. What does MB stand for? My bad.
Man. This is what when you play a game.
Nako po, wala nang buo, wala na.
My bad.
My bad. Yep.
It's a high definition my bad right now. That's what MBHD stands for. As he gets straight into this. You know, in some way,
wow,
you think that this might be a trap, but like Zero just went in like, okay, you're gonna be trapping me. I'm
malaki ano nito, problema nito niyan.
The 40% armor reduction, it's really hard right now, Ryan.
It is. Although that last
5 energy na rin yung isa.
Not very big. He lost a big card from Twin Tails. One of his cards was discarded, and he wasn't able to get great energy value. Although Zero does go into the energy burst in the 5 energy first, which is going to allow him to hit pretty big here. Still not getting all 5 energy of value. He's using retain on the square teeth to get the extra fragment. But yeah, no extra damage card. I think we're close to the end game here.
Yep.
First turn of Blood Moon.
Oh, ang ganda.
Yeah, first Blood Moon, and I think Zero retained the square teeth right there, Ryan. Like that would have been a good opportunity just to retain one more card, so that if one more card that would be the card that will be discarded. Like, imagine this, man. Like, all this so fast.
Finish na.
He does get the square teeth back.
Patay na sa square teeth.
But that's not going to be enough damage to kill. And he also lost the Shoal Star, so he wasn't able to use that after he got rid of the shield either. Man, what very clutch discards from the Twin Tails. Well, let's see if he can keep it up. It's both players at 5 energy now, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, definitely tough for MBHD right now. Now, this is what Ryan. This is what Kura was missing a while ago. Like the back line, we can survive a bit more considering the setup.
Wala na, par. Masakit yan. Uy, puta. Hindi niya nabawasan, par.
It's gonna be a bit slow for your opponent. And there's a chance, as we said, like there's a chance that it may go to Blood Moon and both a draw. But Zero he's missed out on
Ang ganda ng laban na
key
pa.
opportunities to retain some of the cards.
Hindi siya makapag-proc ng 5 energy, patay siya dito, par.
We keep on seeing the topazes get discarded every turn. Every turn.
Oy!
That's devastating. If you're zero right now, you're smacking yourself in the face because like how are you?
Surrender si Zero, pare.
Oh wait.
Taka na, panalo pa yun. Ang ganda ng laban na yun.
Okay, so there was no potential for a draw there. If you
Kahit
can't
naka-leecher pa
that
yun.
mech had enough health to survive an extra turn into Blood Moon. So because he kept on discarding the topazes, he just could not get the kill.
Ang galing kasi nung value nung ng Twin Tail doon, pare. Nadi-discard niya lahat ng mga nandun sa...
RNG was godlike there. The RNG was godlike. The Twin Tails discarded the topazes every time. Zero could never get enough damage to take that final 40 points of damage and take the game. Man.
Tournament, panalo dad, no? Panalo pa yung yung...
I guess anything can happen.
Sustain, kasi dinidiscard niya lang yung mga nasa deck.
I was thinking like there
Ay, natalo ka, par? Anong namumuno doon?
To win, right? Small chance to win, bigger chance to draw. Like bigger or the biggest chance to lose, right?
Wait,
so
can you explain it? I don't see the draw potential. I only see win or lose. Because if he makes it to the end, that mech's got 460 HP. So I'm not sure how they could draw in that situation.
Like if you have like if you go up to 90, right? And both of them are like
sakto yung mga discard sa topaz, pare.
The total HP is below 90, right? If you go to 90 Blood Moon, that would be the...
Ay grabe, hindi rin siya makaproc no? Ng 5 energy.
Are above,
akala ko talo yung sustain, pare. Meron pa naman Babylonia.
Just to cross that bridge. Right?
Pero siguro kung meron siyang yung fragile, mas maganda pa.
There was a very low chance that he would win, that the MBHD would win. And I was thinking like,
akala ko dito panalo na siya,
some of the other cards,
kasi nabawasan din yung HP niya dito
some burst, like when he broke the armor, retain. Like that would be the best case scenario. Like break the armor, retain of some of the cards. Because considering his draw pile, it is...
Oo nga, no? Dapat nag-retain na lang siya ng cards.
Clunky considering the number of axes that he has.
Right. It's not as min-maxed as other comps we've seen where they get down to like just 6 cards or 7 cards in total. We're seeing, I think around 10 cards in the deck in total after everything's
Outplayed
been
Nix.
finished. So
Ay, grabe.
Definitely not as consistent. I totally agree with you though. If we had seen him
Kilala na rin niya si Outplay, pare.
the following turn, specifically the square teeth, I think that could have given him the upper hand and improved that RNG a little bit in favor of Zero. But let's see if he can bring it back. Because that's only game 1 of a best 2 out of 3. So it's still anybody's match. MBHD coming out on top game 1, man. Very interesting stuff. It was shocking. It was shocking because he didn't have
sigsag din sana, pare.
the best Axie pool that we've seen so far.
Romax yung nakalaban mo, par. Lason siguro mananalo dyan sa tournament ng Naked. Sayang di ako nakasali.
Interesting stuff. So MBHD has decided that sticking with the sustain is probably not the best option. I think he realizes he got very lucky in game 1 and doesn't want to leave it up to the RNG gods anymore.
Yeah, and what's amazing, amazing and also heart-wrenching right now.
Sayang yung jinx niya. RIP.
In with a Leecher and a Collect and Protect. Right, so imagine he still went with that composition, and now MBHD is maximizing it. Probably he's going to be going for the same runes. I'm going to be going for the more optimized runes, and you can see Holy Clear right here. You can see Collect and Protect, and you can see the last stand rune. But Hero knows how it's going to go. Hero knows how he can counter this composition. He just needs to target that last stand mech as soon as possible right now, Ryan.
Right. Unfortunately, we do see the Gecko mask on Bumpy, keeping that.
Nandiyan po ba si Ari mo, brother Renax? Shout out sa'yo, bro.
But that shield leecher.
Si Zero lang nandito, si Zero. Ano ba nangyari? Di ko na panood yung LSL. Konting ano lang yung napanood ko doon eh. Yung part lang ni Wicked 1 tsaka ni Chan.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. Perfect.
Yeah.
Grabe,
perfect timing for that
nakalich pa rin
square
si
keep. He was
ano,
able to throw up the bumpy,
si Zero, pero wala na kasi, wala nang ano, wala nang sustain. Kaso yung sustain nanalo pa rin kahit nakalich, pero naka-incisor to ngayon, no? Holy prayer incisor.
Finisher. But diverting damage to the back, very strong. Yeah, good turn in terms of Zero's play there.
That's right. Good redirection as well. He's gonna get one blood spike right there for some damage, but although it's gonna be a minimum, considering that the Topaz teams are going almost always going for macro damage, right? And now, of course, MBHD is gonna be trying to like pump up the banish code right now with his very own Innocent Lamb and Nemo lineup right here, and he goes with a goldfish to ramp up the energy fragment, right? And that armor over at the front.
Di ba sa TH, Axie Thailand World Battle. Axie Thailand, boss. Pero may mga Pilipino rin dito, nandito nga si Chan eh.
Topaz is in hand, and that banish pile is about to be fully filled. There we go. There's 8. And the Topaz is going to go.
Okay, last stand value na.
That last stand mech out of the running. We've got one last turn. The last stand is activated. So MBHD has one turn here to make a big imprint, and he does draw the mech's Topaz. So this is going to be a huge turn. Is it going to be enough though? Ooh, it's going to be enough. It's gonna
Patayan
be
sila ng mech, pare.
Zero does have one extra turn with that mech in last stand. Unfortunately, we've already seen
Pinoy yung apat na qualifier
from that Axie as well. So he's not gonna
Oh,
have
Pinoy yun, pare, si ano, si Chan.
MBHD as MBHD had going into Zero, but I mean that
ano ni ADRD ni scholar lang yun ni ADRD, pare.
MBHD is going for the last straw.
Hindi ko sure, bro, yung apat na na-invite dito sa ano. Pero isa siguro si Chan. Panalo na si Zero dito, par.
And Ryan, that's gonna be 1-1. 1-1 between MBHD and Zero. Now,
Teka lang, search ko lang.
There's a blessing in disguise with that shield nature being drawn out.
Ay, si Kosei, pare. Kosei yung isa, si Kosei.
Even though that there's armor being like
Filipino rin yung si Kosei, pero hindi ko na alam kung sino yung dalawa pa.
It has been stolen at some point, like a 40% stolen from the side of Zero. So it's also going to help him pump up the armor from the front with this with also dealing some indirect damage towards the side of MBHD, Ryan.
Yeah, it was
Okay, last game lang tayo dito, mga pre, para maayos natin yung PC para bukas smooth tayong ano natin. Titignan lang natin kung sinong aakyat sa qualifier para sa second element sa ano, sa semis.
I think MBHD
si Zero ba o si MBHD?
With the way that he was able to come out with that twin tail.
Mag-i-score na lang ako ng Topaz. Actually, si Chan, pare, scholar lang yan ni ADRD.
He didn't want to rely on luck, but the team
tapos,
that he has,
pero dahil competitive siya, dahil e-sport siya, lahat ng i-request niya pasok sa kanya. Sunod dyan mga ilang buwan pa Aeroaxin na laban. Let's go! Yan ang gusto ko marinig, pare. Sana tayo na yung manandyan sa Axie, sa e-sport scene, no, pare.
Change up, optimizing the side of Zero. Like, he's gonna be changing just one Axie. Like, probably the front line Axie is gonna be changed to something else. Like, but over at MBHD, it's gonna be the same. Like, considering that he doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, as much as Zero has. Yeah, only the front needs to be changed.
You don't think he's gonna bring out the AOE? Just for the laughs, he's gonna troll it out for his last match.
No, man. There's too much at stake. We know AOE is definitely going to lose against this competition, man. Like,
that's
so
true.
That's why it's not much or not as seen in the top 100, right? Not as seen. There's some in the top 100. Yeah.
I would love to shout out Cairo. who is one of those players who isn't huge in the competitive scene right now, but anytime he is in a tournament, he will take any opportunity to just showboat his butt off. He'll bring out his mystics, he'll bring out his shiny axes, anything that looks fun and interesting is what he'll play. He'll refuse to play anything meta. He wants to put on a good show, which I do appreciate as a caster.
That's right. That's right. You know, and we see a lot of viewers right here over at the stream as well. And if you're watching the stream, don't forget to join the raffle, man. Like, oh, it's already right there in the description, or right there in the comments. Just make sure to finish that, and let's go on to the next match. Final match between MBHD and Zero. Let's see if there are going to be changes. And looking at it, same team.
Right.
Yep,
I think it makes sense, right? So Zero should have won game 1. The fact that he didn't was like a freak of nature. It was like divine intervention. So he had an advantage in game 1. Even though he lost.
Ano ba nangyari sa PC mo? Ayaw.
It's still a smart move to keep the team.
Naglalag pare kaya nagano na lang tayo eh.
Right? You're supposed to stick with the team that wins the first game. He didn't win the first game, but by all rights he should have. So I think sticking with it into game 2 was a fine decision. And the fact that he won game 2, Topaz versus Topaz, I think gives him the right and the confidence he needs to stick with it for game 3.
That's right. Consistency with
Ito pagkaparehas na Topaz pare.
Like,
unahan na lang dito sa ano eh, sa setup eh.
Even if you win, maintain the composition, maintain the course. That's probably what Zero is doing right now. And now with the turns already being concluded after everything has run down, we have seen a total of 5 banished cars from the side of MBHD, and he is already targeting the midline mech of a Zero right there, bringing down 284 HP right now, Ryan.
Right now, last game, I believe Zero did go first, and he was able to throw that bumpy on the midline mech to give it a little bit of extra protection. It looks like he does the exact same thing here. Now, he is going to be playing a lot of Nemos here, which means a decent number of shield is going to be going to that mech, but because the taunt is on the backline bug, it is going to be wasted value. So it would have been nice if he was able to save those Nemos for the following turn, because he doesn't necessarily need those cards in banish pile right now. He could have let them go to the discard pile. In the following turn, if he gets another Nemo, he would have been able to pull them out of the discard pile and then save that shield for a turn where it could actually be useful on the mech.
Right. And what I'm seeing right now, Ryan, is like both of these guys are still at equal footing in terms of the banish pile. But again, as we said, those many skill changes that those many skill damage, or rather armor reduction that comes from Zero's Shield Leecher may probably be one of the key strategies that are important against MBHD right now. But again, the way that you can definitely win against this kind of competition is to make sure that you take out the midline mech as soon as possible. So whoever takes out the midline mech as soon as possible will get the advantage, but he won't be able to do that because of the Gecko math, right?
Meron!
Every damage has
Uppan badge ka, par.
redirected towards the front line of MBHD. So it went down to 19 within.
Uppan badge ka nga eh.
Within showstone range, maybe next turn if he just gets to remove that armor right now, Ryan.
Yung subscribe wala pa.
Yeah, he's got 40 shield. Zero's got 40 shield up on that mech. I don't know if that's going to be enough to protect it if Onslaught comes in. Like if a triple Topaz comes in, it might not be enough.
Oh, hoy!
Zero
Kakatay na to, par.
Nemo in that turn. So if he had let all those previous Nemos go to the discard pile, he would have been able to put up, I think, 30 more shield that turn.
As a supported badge.
More defense.
Wala pa pare. Ayan, meron kang ano eh, 4 na badge ngayon. Star Sender, Top Fan, Share, saka follower. Pero yung supporter badge, ginagrind yata yun. Ginagrind ko sa akin yun, sa akin.
As it sits right now, Zero is looking rough, but still alive, still breathing. But maybe
Panalo na naman si Zero dito, par.
That's right. Oh, there's a GG emote coming in from Zero right now. He knows his midline will that GMO can go either way. Like it may be DMing your opponent, or it may be you telling your opponent like, okay, I
Nako po!
What? What's that? What's happening?
Namali si MBHD, pare!
A Showstar prematurely played.
I think he forgot about the shield.
Oh man!
I think he forgot about the shield. That's a rookie play right there. I don't even know how you let that happen. Now the last stand.
So yun dati mag-subscribe kami 120 yata. Oo nga, pero ginagrind ko yan.
Wasted 2
Kailangan meron na tayong 250 returning viewers. Nung last time nga na weekly kasi nagre-reset yun.
I don't think he has it. I think Zero has one more turn to take this with his bug with only 72 HP. I think it's guaranteed. Wow, Zero! Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations, Zero.
Yeah,
Game 2. Taking the second victory and moving forward
yan, bro.
to the Bangkok LAN event.
Oh man, from Zero just went in. Consistency is key. Consistency is the word right now, Ryan. He went with the same composition from game 1
Panalo sana,
to game
namali siya
3.
ng tira pa rin.
And I'm not
Namali siya ng
play
tira,
that
sayang.
MVHD did a while ago. Like, what happened right there? Was he thinking that there would not be any armor right there coming on the mid?
I think he totally forgot about the armor.
Oo, pare, nakalimutan niya, naka-armor yun.
Simple misplay. Yeah, it could happen to anybody, but to happen at this level of the event is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I think if he had saved that energy and used it elsewhere instead, he actually could have.
Namali siya doon, par. Nakalimutan niya, hindi niya tinignan siguro mayroon siyang ano.
You see this slipper? You see that slipper right now?
Yeah.
You drop it right now, and what do you say? What do you say when it drops?
Oo, pare, may bumpy yun eh.
Damage!
Emotional damage. Okay, Uncle Roger.
Man, I mean,
that's hilarious.
I mean, when you see like maybe his teammates would probably point that out to him, like, or maybe if he found out usually the bot, because you can see the damage right there. But let's not delve into that.
Right. As a caster, we're seeing from
grabe.
both perspectives. So the shield's obvious to us, but as a player who's in the heat of the moment, the shield's all hidden. So you're not going to just be able to see that right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a simple mistake. Hopefully we get to see this replay here. Ooh, there it was.
There you go.
Oh man. Woo. And if he had been able to throw that damage elsewhere, I mean, how far away was Zero from death? I think he was just 70 damage away, right? Or
He was like 70 damage away, and I was thinking that 70 damage could have been caught up with Showstar on the right position, on the right axis.
Pare, pwedeng manalo siya doon.
So because that move was a non-damaging move.
Absolutely. So MBHD would have won the game if he had not have wasted that Showstar, which, man, that is something that will be keeping him up all night. I bet you anything he is beating himself up right now, and even if he's not getting chewed out by his teammates, I'm sure he's probably chewing himself out, because, man, that is just a rough way to go out.
Yun, guys.
Well done to both the competitors.
And thank you very much sa full support mga idolo, and syempre sana maayos na natin yung PC natin bukas, makapag-livestream tayo na mas maayos. And thank you very much sa full support mga idol. J. Sarkusi, syempre napaka-solid mo, bro. Alexa Riley, yan. Aero Axie, guys, yan. Para support na rin natin syempre Aero Axie, no? Si Aero Angeles Ramos yan. Gustavo Fring. Enax, syempre. And sa lahat ng mga naka-silent view na hindi ko na nabanggit, Boss Manji, Boss Kun, sino pa ba? Jobert Perez, syempre, Makoy Mix, nandito rin. And sa lahat ng mga, si Resignation, nandito rin. Chris Station, Nestor Amboy. Yan, Brother Jack. Shoutout sa inyo lahat, guys. Sa lahat ng mga hindi ko nabanggit, alam nyo na kung sino kayo. And thank you very much. And live raid tayo. Tapos pakitype na lang, DADDYBORJ TV raid. Let's go! Pati yung pag-raid, ang bagal, oh.